Morning. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. It's September 4th, the first day of classes for this fall session. So we wanted to make a video before we got too busy and make sure we keep content up. We started to make one out under the tree this morning, but it started raining again, which we are not complaining. We've needed rain so bad. It rained all night last night and it's raining this morning. So we moved into the barn in here this morning. Mama says it's okay, it's rustic. Speaking of Mama, we are almost to 100,000 subscribers. We're at 91,600 something right now. And at the rate that it's climbing, in just a few days here, by the time it's time to do the next video, we'll be at 100,000. So Mama came up with the idea that for that video, she's gonna sit with me and we'll do a video together. And I'm gonna hold her to it. I'm not gonna let her get out of this one. She's gotta do it now. So in between now and then in the comments, is there anything you'd like to know? Is there anything in particular you'd like to ask Mama? You'd like to know Mama's side of things, or anything else, and if there's much there, then we'll sort through it and come up with some subjects, some questions, and ask them for you or answer them for you. Cigar this morning is a different cigar, and it's kind of a unique cigar. Got the band here off the foot on my finger, Stillwell. Navy number 1056. Now I've had a couple of these before and I really liked them, and somebody sent me a gift. They sent me a box, and now these, I don't know if you know who Steve Saka is. Steve Saka of Dunbarton. He and another fella got together and developed these, and they have pipe tobacco in them. Now these are not Black and Milds, okay? It's not unusual. I mean, there's over the years, there have been cigars that have tried to incorporate pipe tobacco in, but they've always been a mess, in my opinion. They've always used cheaper tobaccos, and usually they're so sweet, you can't even, and they don't even taste like cigars. That's not what this is. Cigar. It's got cigar tobacco, made up with cigar tobacco, but they've added some high quality, small amounts of pipe tobacco in there. And so it tastes like a cigar should, but there's hints and notes of pipe tobacco. And now I'm talking about, I think there's some Virginia burley, some Virginias and some burleys, and I know there's some Orientals like some Latakia, which just gives it just a little bit of that spice. Like for you pipe smokers, like your English tobaccos, like your Peterson Morning Blend or something like that. It's got some of that Oriental just back there, but it's still a cigar. I think you ought to try it. It's pretty unique. So, want to do this video. There's been a gajillion comments on the channel, and I'm positive across the line. And there's a lot of young people on there that are getting on and commenting, and they're just lost. They're just lost. And a lot of young men are realizing that they've been sold a bill of goods, and they haven't been prepared for life. And some not so young men are waking up too. And I've been asked a number of times, what's some advice, I could give for young men? And so this morning, I want to give 5 things that you can start developing in your life to become a man among men, to become that man that you need to be and that the world around you needs you to be, okay? And I'm going to start out. Now, this first one is going to sound so vanilla, all right, so tapioca, so light, so nothing on the surface, but it's not. You need to work on being a good man. Now, before you throw your hands up, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Especially, I'm going to kick over a hornet's nest here, especially in the deeply religious world. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. All right? I'm going to say that again. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. You remember studying in school negative and positive numbers? All right, picture that graph you looked at on the page. There's -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we say, down there on the negatives, Dwayne, I don't do drugs, and I don't abuse women, and I don't steal from people, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And so they do away with all the negatives, but they don't do anything positive. Congratulations. That person's a big zero. All right? Being good is proactive. It's doing something. And you don't have to go and volunteer in India at an orphanage, or haul bags of rice to Africa. It's just caring about people. All right, that poor, beleaguered cashier at Walmart with the tired eyes and the swollen ankles, just look her in the eye and ask her, how are you doing today? Just somebody actually cares. You know, we talk about holding the door. Well, somebody stops on the side of the road. Your neighbor down the road is in a difficult place and they can't get their yard mowed. The old lady across the street, the old gentleman across the street, it snows. Just take your shovel and go over and shovel their sidewalk. Just somebody at work, you watch and you look, and people at work, they're going through a hard time. Just, hey, are you all right? Anything I can do to help? Just in your life, be an agent for good. It's kind of like people say, I support the troops. I support the troops. What do you do for the troops? Do you send them care packages? No. Do you walk up to them when you see them in a restaurant, in the airport in uniform, and do you stick your hand out and say, thank you for your service? No, I don't do anything, but I support the troops. No, that just means you're not against the troops. And going through life, become a good man or woman, all right? Now that's a lifetime right there of study, okay? But start working on that. Second, be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things, all right? And it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room. When we were in Wyoming, this last trip, I was talking to the neighbor behind me. He's the manager of all this grazing land, ranch land. And across the road, he and his wife had just a few head of sheep. Not very many, 10 or 12. And we were talking about, and he was talking about this is here and this is over here. And he said, now I don't recommend you go over and check out the sheep. He has one of those Great Pyrenees dogs over there. He said, that dog doesn't know you, and he might eat you up, protecting those sheep. Now, sat there for a couple days and watched. That dog was dangerous, all right? But that dog did not sit on the hillside up with his head up and his hair flowing in the wind like some kind of lion, telling the whole world I'm dangerous. He wasn't down at the road down there barking at everything come by, says I'm dangerous. He was just with the sheep, and he was not a danger to the sheep.